Here are 46 times the United States has intervened in foreign countries' affairs. And for fun, I'll share 2 possible near-future interventions at the end of this video. In 1893, U.S. Marines landed in Hawaii to support a planter-led coup against Queen Liliuokalani, overthrowing the monarchy and setting the stage for annexation by the United States in 1898. In 1909, the U.S. backed a rebellion and landed Marines in Nicaragua, leading to José Santos Zelaya's resignation and a U.S. occupation that lasted until 1933. In 1911, a mercenary invasion backed by U.S.-linked fruit company interests helped remove Honduran leader Miguel Davila, installing Bonilla and securing tax concessions. In 1915, the U.S. launched a marine invasion of Haiti, resulting in a 19-year occupation and American seizure of key financial controls. In 1948, the U.S. blocked aid to Teodoro Picado's government and allowed José Figueres to prevail, after which the army was abolished and alignment shifted in a pro-U.S. direction. In 1949, the CIA backed Colonel Husni al-Zaim's coup against Syria's Shukri al-Quwatli, and while the coup succeeded, Zaim was executed just months later. In 1949, Operation Valuable used paramilitary infiltration to try to unseat Enver Hoxha in Albania, but it failed, and many agents were captured or killed. In 1953, Operation Ajax used bribes, street unrest, and military support to remove Iran's Mossadegh, restoring the Shah and entrenching monarchy until 1979. In 1954, Operation PB Success combined rebel forces in psychological warfare to oust Jacobo Árbenz in Guatemala, leading to his resignation and the installation of military dictatorship. In 1958, the CIA backed the Promesta rebellion against Sukarno in Indonesia, but the effort failed, and U.S. pilot Alan Pope was captured. In 1960, U.S. covert efforts included assassination plotting and support for Lumumba's rivals in Congo, and Lumumba was ultimately executed as Mobutu later consolidated power. In 1961, the Bay of Pigs operation used a U.S.-backed exile invasion force to try to topple Fidel Castro, but it failed and ultimately strengthened his rule. In 1961, the CIA supplied weapons to Dominican plotters, contributing to the assassination of dictator Rafael Trujillo. In 1963, U.S. officials signaled support to generals plotting a coup in South Vietnam, and President Ngo Dinh Diem was assassinated. In 1963, the CIA provided lists and support to Ba'athist forces in Iraq, and after the coup, Abdul Karim Qasim was executed as the Ba'ath Party rose. In 1964, Operation Brother Sam used naval pressure and support to back Brazil's coup against João Goulart, resulting in a military dictatorship that lasted until 1985. In 1964, the U.S. fueled strikes, racial agitation, and election manipulation in British Guiana, leading to Chetty Jagan's ouster and Burnham's installation. In 1965, U.S. support for Suharto, along with the provision of death lists, helped remove Sukarno in Indonesia, followed by mass killings and Suharto's rule until 1998. In 1966, with CIA awareness and alleged complicity, Ghana's military overthrew Kwame Nkrumah while he was abroad, ending his government. In 1967, CIA-linked ties to the colonels coincided with Greece's coup against elected leadership, leading to a military junta that ruled until 1974. In 1970, U.S. support for the Lon Nol coup removed Norodom Sihanouk in Cambodia, and the resulting instability helped the Khmer Rouge insurgency grow. In 1971, U.S. support for General Hugo Banzer's coup ousted Bolivia's Juan José Torres and installed Banzer's dictatorship. In 1973, Operation Fubelt used destabilization and coup support in Chile, ending with Salvador Allende dead and Pinochet's dictatorship lasting until 1990. In 1975, amid CIA pressure related to Pine Gap and briefings to Australia's Governor-General, Gough Whitlam was dismissed and removed from office. In 1976, after Kissinger's reported green light, Argentina's military seized power from Isabel Perón, launching the Dirty War in which around 30,000 people disappeared. In 1979, Operation Cyclone armed the Mujahideen in Afghanistan, contributing to the long war that ended in Soviet withdrawal in 1989 and later helped set conditions for the Taliban's rise. In 1980, after Turkey's military coup famously met with the reported CIA remark, "Our boys did it," civilian rule was suspended and the constitution was rewritten. In 1982, the CIA armed and funded Hissène Habre's takeover in Chad, installing him in power, where he later became known as a convicted war criminal. In 1983, Operation Urgent Fury saw a full U.S. invasion of Grenada that deposed Hudson Austin's Revolutionary Military Council. In 1987, amid alleged U.S. links, including reported diplomatic contacts before the coup, Fiji's Tamosi Bavadra was overthrown as Rabuka's coup succeeded and the nuclear ban ended. In 1989, Operation Just Cause invaded Panama, captured Manuel Noriega, and installed Guillermo Endara as the new leader. In 1994, Operation Uphold Democracy used overt military threat to force Raúl Cedras's junta to step down and restore Jean-Bertrand Aristide. In 2000, U.S. funding for Otpor and opposition parties helped drive Yugoslavia's uprising, leading to Slobodan Milosevic's resignation. In 2001, the U.S. invaded Afghanistan after 9/11, removing the Taliban from power, though the Taliban returned to rule in 2021. In 2002, amid U.S. awareness of the plot and brief recognition of the coup government, Venezuela's coup against Hugo Chavez collapsed and he was restored after 47 hours. In 2003, the U.S. invaded Iraq on weapons of mass destruction claims, capturing and executing Saddam Hussein and unleashing long-term regional instability. In 2004, U.S. forces facilitated Jean-Bertrand Aristide's departure from Haiti, resulting in his exile and an interim government taking over. In 2006, the U.S. backed Ethiopia's invasion of Somalia to remove the Islamic Courts Union, but the aftermath fueled the rise of al-Shabaab. In 2009, after Honduras's coup, U.S. diplomacy pushed elections that validated the new order, and Manuel Zelaya remained ousted. In 2011, U.S.-backed NATO airstrikes in Libya helped bring down Muammar Gaddafi, who was killed as the country slid into state collapse. In 2012, Operation Timber Sycamore armed Syrian rebels to try to remove Bashar al-Assad, but the effort failed, and Assad stayed in power with Russian support. In 2014, high-level U.S. political steering during Ukraine's crisis coincided with Yanukovych fleeing and a pro-Western government taking power. In 2016, U.S.-linked legal cooperation with Brazil's car wash prosecutors accompanied Dilma Rousseff's impeachment and the later imprisonment of Lula. In 2019, a U.S.-backed Organization of American States audit alleging election fraud intensified Bolivia's crisis, leading to Evo Morales being ousted and Áñez installed. In 2022, amid allegations of cipher pressure on Pakistan's military and lawmakers, Imran Khan was removed through a no-confidence vote. In 2026, U.S. airstrikes reportedly led to the capture of Venezuela's President Nicolás Maduro, resulting in his removal and U.S. custody. Owned by Denmark, Greenland is a strategic island in the North Atlantic that President Trump has repeatedly said he would annex. President Trump has repeatedly said Canada should become the 51st state, likely because of extensive natural resources including fresh water. If you want to see more interesting world and historical figure ranking videos, click like and subscribe.